Hey and hello. I've been playing a little bit of Ubisoft's or Gubisofts new shooter called Xdefiant, and so far it's pretty good. The only bad thing is the name. They removed the Tom Clancy's name. They gave it a nice little ring to it because every game they had that was at least somewhat of a technical shooter was Tom Clancy, you know? But the name really doesn't roll off the tongue. Just listen to me like actually struggle saying Xdefiant, you know? L name. That's all I have to say about that. But the game is an online shooter that's less tactical than Rainbow Six Siege. It's basically like a COD game, and it has almost every or almost like very similar game modes to Call of Duty, like Domination, Rush, Hardpoint, and Escort. And they have a new mode that's basically kill confirm, but oddball at the same time, where you collect coins from the enemy team what you just killed. And you pick them up, and then you'll be like the person who has the oddball, but you can shoot people and also have like more speed. And then you get points from like constantly having being the kill leader per se, right? And it's interesting. It's definitely good. I like the concept of it, but I don't think a lot of people are gonna be playing it just because it's kind of technical and very difficult to play for a Call of Duty-esque game. But yeah. But the game so far feels like a BO2 game with better movement and the same latency as the old Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Because the latency, I kid you not, is the worst thing I've played in a while. Like, I'm getting shot through walls when I'm running in mid-open, and then I run behind a wall and I get shot. Even though I'm like behind cover, perfectly safe, whole 9 yards. I just die, and it just, you know. I understand it's a beta, and I will completely give them benefit of the doubt of that, and I just will knock it up as a beta. Eventually they're gonna fix it, and hopefully when the game comes out for free, it's going to be fine, which they do plan on coming out for free, which would be very nice. I do like myself some free games. But what of the beta? Basically, the beta had a lot of cool things on it, like the maps, the environment of the maps constantly moved. The maps are actually very good or laid out properly. It's not very boring or very boring and one level maps. Half the time it's like leveled maps that are actually very good and balanced. Actually, there's no like open space that you just have to constantly have a gunfight at all times with no ability to maneuver around the map and everything, which is a very good map. I've been getting really annoyed with a lot of Call of Duty games, and that's why I didn't get the new Call of Duty game, is because the maps are just not good. That or just republished map. And I'm just not a big fan of just copy paste like that. You know? And then it was also guns that were just completely broken. The M4A1 was the most busted gun in the beta of the first Call of Duty, so I just never picked it up. So it just wasn't worth it. But besides me complaining about Call of Duty for like the entire video, of course, the game actually had like abilities that were like very class reliant, or what they call faction. But there was a lot of like new stuff for the factions. First, when I saw the factions, I was like, what are they doing here? Are they going to make us have a MK11 factions? We're going to have like points to these factions or something? But I was like, okay, I'm giving up on that thought after I just like saw the two two abilities I'm able to use. But the first faction I like personally is the cleaners. They don't really have, which cleaners just sound weird, right? They don't have power washers, right? So they're not from Power Wash Simulator, but they just burn stuff. One of his abilities is a napalm, and basically you summon a drone or command a drone, I want to say, and it will go in a straight line with a flaming fire, and that's all right. Personally, I don't know how to use that properly. If anything, it needs buffed because the AoE for it, well, like the line's good. If they stand in a line, they're dead, but the distance from like side to side, it just falls off too quick. And then they have an AoE that like you basically just drop a Mari on your feet and you don't get hurt by it, which is super cool. But anybody in your radius basically gets insta-killed. And it feels so good. Like you can literally just get a 3-piece just by running at people and just volleying your feet. The second faction is Phantoms. So the phantoms are so the phantoms basically is your tank of the bunch, right? So automatically he has a buff that allows you to get 20 more health in comparison to everybody else. And then also they have a shield, which is a mega barrier, and you throw it on the ground and it'll like protect you. It doesn't move or anything, but you can basically just go break, comes back in like 15 seconds or so. I don't remember the timer specifically, but whatever. Second one is a fun one, and it's a blitz shield. So basically, you know, siege blitz, but no flashes on the shield, sadly. That would be hilarious if we had flashes on it, but I think that would be... But you can melee someone twice and they automatically die. And it's very fun. I just want them to add like tomahawks for the character or something, just where I can just have a shield and throw behind. Instead of just sprinting at them, because the only problem with shield, personally, is like when you knife someone, you do like a 360, just because it's like tracking, which I will never go against the tracking knife, but the tracking knife seems too dank. But the next faction is the Libertad, Libertad. I don't know how to pronounce that properly, but hey, the next one I don't know how to pronounce either, but it's whatever. But basically you have a bio boost, which I'm just gonna shorten. It has a vendetta something in the middle of it, so I'm just gonna give up on that. But basically you heal yourself automatically like a stimmy from COD, and you just heal yourself to 100. That's it. Then you have an El Remediator, which is basically like a healing station. Go down on the ground and permanently stay there until it's broken or you call it. And that's kind of busted. And not having a cooldown, like a 15-minute cooldown or a 15-second cooldown of it just like sitting there for a little bit and then it goes away is broken. I think Libertad is probably the most busted character. Oh, I didn't even talk about the 2 ults for the characters either. So the cleaners, I know this is going to be a very unorganized video, but whatever. Who cares, right? So the cleaners basically have a flamethrower for their ult. Like, every character has an ult. But if cleaners have a flamethrower, you look at them for 2 seconds and automatically... And then the Phantom's ult is a dome shield that circles you. And you can do a pulse shot in the middle of that dome shield if they come into your presence and automatically kills them 1 tap. It's busted. And then the Libertad, back to the Libertad, they basically have a ult that just does a AoE heal, but it buffs you to 200 health instead of just 100. So over heals you excessively, and it heals you over time if you're near them. So basically, if your teammate is using that ult, you can stay by them and also get healed to 200, and it will constantly, especially if they have one of the El Remedio. And then the next one is the Elkin Spy. Basically, it's like a Splinter Cell character, right? You have a digital ghillie suit, makes you invisible, like a Halo character. I forgot what they're called. Dude, it's been forever since I played Halo. And then you have a intel suit that just pings around the walls, giving you wall hacks. Super good. And then their ult is like Caveira's pistol, but it's literally 1 tap. It doesn't do 99, it does 1 tap. It's the next faction is Sect, which is from Watch Dogs. From Watch Dogs, that's what it's called. Basically, the abilities are hijack. You can hijack anybody's equipment. So like, let's say you drop the mag shield, you can hack the mag shield, and then you can hack the heal station as well. And it's good for certain situations. Very good for certain. Then you have then his second ability is a spider bot. You throw down on the ground and it will like travel back and forth trying to find people. And then we'll find someone and just jump on their face like a face hugger. electrocute them for a little bit, and they're not able to ADS. They can hip fire though. And then his last ability is his ult is basically an EMP jammer. It will completely not allow them to use any of their abilities or their ults in that radius. So like basically Sombra from Overwatch, but less hot. I'll ignore that. But for the beta, there was like 14 maps that were really good, and only a couple maps that I was like, nah, not good, you know. There was only like very few maps that I just didn't like, but kind of grew on me at the same time. But also there's a large variety of guns. Back to guns, right? Here comes the complaining. But there was a large variety of guns, and they used it. They had the custom attachments fit to fit your playstyle, just like how Call of Duty does nowadays. And you can have up to 5 attachments for every gun besides pistols. Pistols are only 4. There's no like special mods for them, which is good. I'm glad they didn't have the attachment mods like BO3. No, was it BO3 or BO4? I think it's BO4. But yeah, those were busted. For some reason, they added a rank mode, which they removed later. And I was very saddened because I wanted to replay it and just try to get more, you know, gameplay of it or something. They made it a 4v4 solo queue only, which was very saddening for me because I wanted to play with a couple buddies of mine and just get some funny clips on like a team ranked, and also just grind to rank EOP, you know. But I have some mixed feeling about it because it's different from normal gameplay, which was a 6v6 normally, but they made it a 4v4, which I'm guessing is for more tactical gameplay, which is less tactical than you think, just because you only see the Libertad faction being played because they literally have an ability that makes them invincible, which is the little heal station I was talking about. And you can just constantly get healed by it without like doing anything because it doesn't have a cooldown. You throw it down on the ground, you heal. If you die in that instance, like get 1 tap or 100 health, I guess, you can literally respawn, cancel it, 6-second cooldown timer to get it back, and then throw it down on the ground and just set your spot. And it's busted because like one of the ranked maps was Escort, and I only seen pixel peaks for Escort like the entire time, and bros were just sitting on their station, which you can like kind of counter them with some of the abilities like the dead sect, which was the hijack, but you have to be super close to the heal station to hijack it for one, and it's just way easier just to play again, play the same character, play the same faction as them, and just constantly heal yourself as you're firefighting and just win the overheal comp. But one thing what I thought was really weird is the first time I won a couple ranked games, I got 50 RP, which is kind of ridiculous if you think about it, because I guess that's just my mental from it because of when I play Valorant, just because Valorant is just super toxic on the leveling. Like you can sometimes get like 20 RP and then you'll get like 10 RP, and it's just like, okay, sure, even if you did a like mediocre both game. But so for the game is good. I don't know if it's able to compete with the COD, just because COD already has its people that would die for the franchise even if one of the games is obviously better. They only just and also just because the franchise is built on breakdead shooter genre, and I don't mean that as a bad thing. I just happen to explain run and gun shoot games that don't have that much thinking process and back to it as a dead brain, or quotes. This is my terminology I say for COD-like games, you know? But my final thoughts for this game is the maps are good, game modes are good, some of characters' abilities are super busted, but it makes the game goofy fun, so it's a plus for me. And also the guns are fun, easy to use, and I just want a throwing knife, to be honest, where I can make funny content with a riot shield. I think ranked is a bit weird, so I don't know if I'm going to be playing that much. And so I think the game will grow large because it was just a closed beta this time, and you just got it from Twitch drops and stuff. But I think the full release, I think a lot of more people will play it on the full release just to see what's new to it, and hopefully it sticks at least, because I think something needs to compete against COD, because COD's been getting very lazy with their games lately. And I think this is a good game just because the movement's very good. I like how the movement is, and it's fast paced, and well, some moderate medium pace, right? It's just a lot of fun. I hope they don't do the update scheduling that they did at the beginning of R6, like Rainbow Six Siege, because Rainbow Six Siege update times were bad, and also they never fixed anything. So that would be pretty bad. But I really enjoy the game. I can't wait for it to come out fully, and I will probably make a video or try to get more content on it whenever it fully comes out. And that's all my opinions for it. If you guys liked the video, please like and subscribe. I appreciate everybody who just watched this video just to either check up on me or to, you know, hear me rant about a video game once in a while, because I've been streaming, you know. But it really be like that sometimes, though. But I'll catch you guys next time and later.